Hello everyone, John Donnelly is my name from Your Holistic Academy. A very special guest today with me, Jennifer von Uffelen. How are you doing today, Jennifer?
Very well, John. Thanks so much for having me. And it's great to learn more about the Academy as well and get to know you better. We don't
Great,
really get to speak one-on-one very often.
yeah, it's great to meet you today, Jennifer. And we met on the Ireland Together platform. Tell me a little bit about your experience on Ireland Together.
Yeah, to be honest, it's been a great experience. It's great to see how the community is coming together and how everyone is willing to help each other. So I learned about the network because I'm volunteering for job care. So actually, Colin, who's one of the founders, suggested to check out the network. So that's how I got in. And then I realized they have a coaching and mentoring channel, which was hosted by Mindy. And she's done a great job just inviting people in. It's a really safe space for coaches and mentors to kind of gather their ideas. So then last month, we had a CRET challenge, which was basically a health challenge to have 30 days of checking in with ourselves, moving and connecting with someone every day as well. So as this is really aligned with all the things I'm interested in well-being, I just suggested to Mindy to give her a hand with organizing. And yeah, it's amazing to get to speak to everyone that has, not the same vision, but a similar vision on what they want to do in the world and what impact they want to have. So it's lovely to see that there's just an organic relationship kind of establishing as well between Ireland Together and Your Holistic Academy, with people coming on board. So it seems like there's just a natural link of people that want to bring more well-being into the world, but not only on a personal level, also on a corporate level. So I think it's just bringing all those communities almost together into one. That's been a really nice experience for me as well.
Yeah, great, Jennifer. And you mentioned the word alignment there. And I mean, I think that's the important part is the sort of collaboration and alignment of people with the same ethos and the same sort of culture around. I guess the word I would use would be pay it forward. I think the whole concept of pay it forward is I mean, Ireland Together seems to really embody that whole concept. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think when you mention pay it forward, it makes me smile a bit because I think I'm doing a lot of that. But I really believe in helping people and doing the things that I love to do. So I think it's been just the last few months a great experience to be able to actually pay it forward for people. Learn along the way as well, because I feel like whenever I'm helping someone out, figuring out their goals or what they want to focus on, what they need a little bit more of in their life as well, it's just really helping me. It's a sort of accountability, I'd say, when you're in a community with professionals that all have these similar goals. You hold each other accountable, but also when you work with someone else, they have that accountability from you as a coach, but then at the same time you have to hold yourself accountable as well. So I think it's a huge positive impact on
Yeah.
my life as well. So I think the way forward is to pay it forward, I'd say.
Sure. And Jennifer, you talk about coaching, like I guess mindfulness is a big part of your coaching practice, is it?
Yeah, I think what I realized, and I started Mindful Morning. It's every Wednesday at 8:30. That's Irish time, just for half an hour, because I realized what I've been trying to do earlier in coaching is maybe trying to do something or trying to find an idea of how I should be doing it, rather than just implementing the things that I'm already doing myself. So I think what's helped me along the way is implementing mindfulness in my life, and more to, I suppose, create awareness of, what is it that I'm feeling? What are my thoughts today? What is serving me? What's not serving me? What do I need to support me in the day? So I've been doing my exercise, for example, in first thing in the morning. So I make sure that every morning, even though getting up is maybe a bit difficult, I already know I'm going to do something. So I have that sense of achievement, but also tuning into my body. I think I'm a person that lives in my head quite often. So there'd be a lot of thoughts rolling around. And it's really finding that space for yourself where you can switch that off and just tune in. So I think yoga helps me a lot with that in the mornings as well. And it's just putting all those learnings together. So like the books that I've read, one of the books that I love that made a huge impact is The Four Agreements. So I'd recommend checking that out as well if you haven't read it before. But that's only one of them. So I think I'm realizing that all these learnings that I'm gathering, I can actually help other people with that as well. So I think it's just to have a space to check in with yourself. You know, what are you feeling in your body? How are you feeling emotionally? What are your thoughts? You know, what is the intention that you want to set for the day? Just to set your day up for success, and maybe focus on the things that, you know, throughout the day, over time, you'll start to notice where maybe you need something that you've set as an intention in the morning. So when you create awareness over time, you become more and more aware of what your needs are in the moment, and also have that accountability. You know, when you're setting intentions for yourself, are you actually doing those things? You know, am I taking the action steps that I had set to, you know, at the start of the week? Are they still aligned with the goal that I want to achieve, or do I need to change course? So I think in coaching, it's about having a presence with the person so they can figure all those things out for themselves. So I'd be asking questions so they can, you know, have those realizations of what are the goals that I want to achieve, what are the action steps I want to take towards that, and, you know, what is my gut feeling saying, and my intuition.
Yeah.
And then having that sense of awareness can help you actually achieve those things. So I think it really all starts with that. And as a coach, it starts with that self-development piece. So knowing that you're holding yourself accountable and you're doing all that inner work so that you can actually show up for other people to do that for themselves as well.
Brilliant, Jennifer. And you tell me about your diploma is in leadership and health and well-being. That's one of your diploma you're working on at the moment, yeah?
Yeah, so that was a really just something that came up naturally. So as I finished my work last summer, I started focusing on coaching and where I want to go with that. So this course is something that came up, and I put my everything into applying for it. So I was very, very grateful that I got into it. It's a new degree, so it's in leadership in health and well-being at LIT.
Yeah.
And I just recently started, so it's really only the beginning of it. But I suppose the reason I'm doing it is just to learn more about the different aspects of health. So I think the parts that I focus on mostly is the mindset piece, being mindful and, you know, setting those goals. So a lot of even though I'm not a psychologist, it's a bit like the positive psychology behind it. But there's obviously a lot of different aspects of health. So I'd be very aware of my diet, for example. So I'm really focused on nutrition.
Yeah.
You know, I really implement exercise in my life. So all those different components to really focus on that holistic health. So I think, John, you definitely know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I think that's really important for me. So I don't need to be an expert on every single aspect, but I do want to make sure that if I promote anything health-wise, that it is that holistic approach. And I think looking at corporate wellness at the moment as an industry, it's definitely up and coming. I think more and more companies realize that they need to look after people, you know, especially now with people working remotely, maybe unexpected, to have it ongoing for this long. So having those resources for companies as well.
Yeah.
I think when you work with people, and I see that with helping job seekers, for example, or when someone is thinking of a different career route, I think behind it, it's always the person that you're working with. So it's really looking at what's going on for the person. You know, I think even as a leader, when you're making decisions in business, it's really the personal stuff that's challenging you, and your values, your beliefs. You know, what is making you to decide on a certain course. So when you look at coaching and corporate wellness, it's really about looking after the person that's behind the business, I feel. So
yeah, fantastic, Jennifer. So I mean, obviously straight away your holistic academy has got a huge draw for you, a huge attraction for you, because you're going to be meeting people in that holistic health and well-being space all the time, and collaborating with people in that space all the time. So so that's fantastic. So tell us a bit about just about Jennifer. How long have you been in Ireland, Jennifer? You're living in the south of Ireland now, yeah?
yeah, so I actually literally just moved a month ago to Rosslare Harbour. So before that, I was always in Dublin. But it's great to have the move, actually. I think for a lot of people, you know, January came, there's new goals, but at the same time, you can't really go anywhere with the restrictions. So I was kind of forced to move house twice, which was exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I very much feel the same feeling again. It's like coming home in Ireland. So I first arrived, I think it's 3.5 years ago now. Yeah, I think around that time. And I never really planned on living here. I just came to visit. I literally just came over for a week, thought I'd stay a bit longer. And then I was following my interest in coaching at the time. So I was doing a lot of online webinars, a lot of reading, you know, studying on my own. But then I found that I really want to get a coaching diploma. So I had to make a decision at the time on where do I go. So I was planning to do like a working holiday in Canada or New Zealand, but I thought, look, the coaching aspect is really what I want to pursue now. So then I thought long and hard, should I do it in Belgium or should I do it here? Because I'm quite happy. I think the nature is just incredible. Like it's just that sense of coming home. And I'm not sure what caused it. I think it might be also because I kind of found my feet. I started my coaching diploma then at the Irish Life Coach Institute.
Yeah.
And I thought it was amazing. And I think it's when you're finding yourself in that space with all like-minded people, there's just a change that happens then, and you feel like you're home. It doesn't matter where you are, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has been treating me well so far.
Brilliant, brilliant, Jennifer. So whenever all this lockdown is over, it's going to be great to get to meet all these brilliant people that you've met online, not only in your holistic academy, but in Ireland together, and all the different, to meet all those people in real life. It's going to be fantastic. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Let's do a retreat on the Strand here, John.
Yeah,
beautiful beaches around here.
Yeah. I love Wexford and Rosslare, and all that part of the world is amazing. And it's but that connection, that you've very strong connection to nature, Jennifer. That's yeah.
Yeah, I think that connection to nature is just it kind of puts things in perspective. I think especially having the sea so close by, it's really lovely. But then over the weekend we actually got to go to, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this well, but it's called Carn Beach. It's the beach just beside Our Lady's Island Lake.
Yeah.
And it's just incredible. Like I'd find myself like I'm in Australia again because the sun was shining as well. And it's just having that wildness of the sea, or when the full moon is out, or, you know, you're kind of seeing this, just something that's like bigger than yourself. And it makes it makes you feel a bit small, which is a nice feeling. It's a nice kind of feeling small, where you feel like there's so much opportunity out there. But at the end of the day, you know, everything is all right. Like you can go for a walk, take in the fresh air, just be present in the nature. And I feel like that's really grounding. And when I don't have that time, like I definitely feel, you know, sometimes some inner frustration, or like just something that doesn't sit well. And then as soon as I'm out in nature, that'd be all gone by the time I'm back. So
brilliant, Jennifer. And so tell us, how do people get in touch with you, Jennifer? You're mostly on Instagram, is it? Most of the time you're on Instagram, is it?
Yeah, I think I'm active on LinkedIn, and then you can find me on Instagram. So on my Instagram account, I actually have a Linktree link. So you can find my LinkedIn profile, and you can also find my event on Eventbrite. So to get access to the Mindful Morning.
Yeah.
So that's the easiest way, really, is to find me on there. So I'm trying my best to get into the social media aspect of things, but
yeah, sure. And what sort of clients, Jennifer? What would your ideal client be if you were setting up to coach someone? Who would your ideal client be?
Yeah, I think if I think of an ideal client, it's really someone that is wanting to have a space where they can be open with themselves, honest with themselves. So having a trusting space where they won't be judged, but where they're open to explore. So I think it's having someone that is willing to hold themselves accountable as well, and be ready to take that step to explore different parts of themselves, check in with themselves, see what's really going on, and try to learn from their own experiences, and wanting to make positive changes in their life. So I think that's a huge thing, because you can sit with someone, but someone has to be willing to also make those changes. So even if you're not ready, it's just being ready to start to explore that route, and to find what is your intuition telling you, what are the action steps that you want to set, and finding clarity as well on where you want to go in life. And that could be personal, that could be business related. So I think a lot of the things that come up often is that at the root of things, it's maybe things that are going on with confidence, or a connection that they are missing with themselves, or with other people. So what's missing there, so we can dive deeper in that as well.
Sure. Brilliant, Jennifer. Well, I want to give you a quick testimonial, because I've been on your Mindful Mornings a couple of times, and they've been really great start to the day. So like 8:30 on a Wednesday morning, a great start to the day to have a mindful half hour. It's been really lovely. And Jennifer, your work with Ireland Together, I mean, you've put together with the Ireland Together team a whole program of wellbeing events. So coming up is March for Men, isn't it, on the Ireland Together? Yeah.
Yeah, and thanks so much, John. It's lovely to have your support as well. So yeah, Ireland Together is having the concept of March for Men. So it's really just raising awareness on men's mental health. And it won't be really, it will be a welcoming space, I suppose, to just touch on the topic and different aspects that are involved as well. So open to everyone that wants to learn about the topic. I think we're going to have some experts on board as well to work on that. So I think it's just when you're wanting to learn more on how to approach the topic of mental health, and how to open up the conversation, and just to remove the stigma as well, so we can just talk about things that are actually on people's minds as well.
Right. So that's fantastic. So anyone who wants to connect with Jennifer, Instagram, we'll put up the links to your Instagram page, Jennifer. Ireland Together for the coaching and mentoring, Ireland Together for the wellness month, and Ireland and the Mindful Mornings with Jennifer. So that's all the different ways that people can get in touch with you, Jennifer. Yeah. And listen, thank you so much, and we're delighted to have you as part of the Your Holistic Academy project, and we're looking forward to working together with you on Your Holistic Academy as well, Jennifer.
Yeah, thanks so much, John. And just being on a few of the Your Holistic Academy calls where we're networking with all people on board, I think it feels like coming home when you're able to talk to like-minded people, and people who have a greater vision as well on bringing that wellness into different aspects of their life. So it's it's a lovely project you have going. So I'm happy I got on board as well.
Great, Jennifer. Thank you so much. We're delighted to have you on board, and we'll chat soon. Yeah.
Thanks, John.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.